Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are around the world. My name is Eugene, and welcome back to another episode of Eugene Reviews here on YouTube. And today we are going to substitute our reviews just for this particular video, and we're going to be doing a prediction special. As you read the title below, the title of this indicates that we are going to be doing a prediction on the nominees and winners for the 93rd Annual Academy Awards. Now, as there are 23 categories overall for this year's Academy Awards, it's going to be a bit lengthy if I were to go through all 23. So the basic rundown for this video, I'm going to be going through and give my quick predictions on the 22 awards that include Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Cinematography, Best Foreign Film, so on and so forth. And then in the latter half, I'm going to give a least likely to most likely to win Best Picture for the 8 nominees being nominated for Best Picture for this year's Academy Awards. Now, the Academy Awards is going to be live this Sunday, April 25th, from the Union Station in Los Angeles, as well as the Kodak Theater at Hollywood and Highland. It'll be on ABC, or if you want to watch it on Hulu Live TV, you can watch it there, as well as YouTubeTV. Now, usually the Oscars take place around late February into March, but being that the pandemic took place in 2020 and disrupted the flow and releases of a bunch of films, it really did alter the process of the Academy Awards for this particular year. So in honoring 2020 films this year, the time for the ceremony was extended into late April to accommodate even more films to be considered for nominations for major awards such as Best Picture and Best Actor and Actress, and so on and so forth. But now we're finally here, late April, we're gonna get an Academy Awards. Very limited in films. Yes, it may not have been an even playing field with everything going on with the coronavirus, the pandemic overall, but there are still a good amount of movies that came out that are quite essential and I think that are worthy enough for the nominations this year, even if there wasn't a pandemic. So first, let's go ahead and go through the 22 categories for this year's Oscars, and then we will go to Best Picture in the latter half of this video. All right, let's go ahead and look through the nominees. First, let's look at the award for Best Visual Effects. Best Visual Effects, I'm gonna go ahead and say Tenet is gonna win that one. The award for Best Editing, I wanna say just because the momentum that they're garnering, I think Nomadland will win that one. And the fact that Chloe Zhao is also the one who edited and directed it, I think that's kudos and probably something that the Academy is gonna look at even more. The award for Best Costume Design, I'm gonna say Emma by Alexandra Byrne is gonna win for costume design on that one. The next award is the Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Makeup and Hairstyling. I'm gonna go ahead and say Mink on that one. Even though it's in black and white, I think Mink might be able to take that one. My other predictions may not have a lot of Mink involved in it, but I think for sure maybe Mink might win this one. Achievement in Cinematography, Best Cinematography, Nomadland. I think Nomadland's gonna win that one. Just so beautiful the way it was shot. So obviously the cinematography has to be credited for that. So I'll give it to Nomadland. Best Production Design, as I mentioned, Mank. It may not win, other big awards, but just the overall feel of a nostalgia, like noir, like 1930s/40s Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood loves telling stories about Hollywood, so I think Mank will probably get that one. Achievement in Sound, so Best Sound, I'm gonna give that to Sound of Metal. Not just because it says sound in it, but if you really watch the film and really see how the essential usage of sound and how it plays out throughout the film, when you see, feel, and hear that, I think you'll understand why I at least predicted that Sound of Metal wins Achievement in Sound. So, Sound of Metal. Best Original Song, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Fight For You by Her and Tiara Thomas is gonna win that one. I think that song, well, one, it's a good song, and two, I think was probably a very, very fluid song that just blends well with the film and kind of tells its own story. Achievement in Music, written for motion pictures, which also means Best Original Score. I think the duo of Reznor and Ross, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, is just a power duo and tandem that just can't be beat. And the fact that they did it for Mink, I think is going to be the reason why they take the cake. I think Mink wins original score for that one. Best animated short. For the record, I haven't seen any of these animated short nominees. I apologize. I wish I had the time to watch it or the access to watch it, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick one. I'm gonna pick If Anything Happens, I Love You, just because it's a cool title. Best live action short. Once again, haven't seen any of these, but you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and predict what might win. I'm gonna say The Present by Farah Nabosi. I hope I pronounced that right. Best documentary short subject. I'm gonna go ahead and say, once again, didn't see any of these. Just gonna pick one for the sake of picking a prediction. A Concerto is a Conversation. I think that's gonna win. I hope it wins. If not, I hope the other ones win too. I think, you know, they're worthy enough to be nominated and they're most worthy to win as well. So hopefully they win. Hopefully all of them win. Hopefully mine win. Best documentary feature. I'm gonna go ahead and say Time. I'm gonna go ahead and say also too that I haven't seen any of these, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Time. Best international film of the year. I'm gonna go ahead and say Collective, which was based in Romania. Once again, did not see any of these nominees, but just picking one and hope that any one of those win. Any one of those walk away with the title, but I just hope it's mine. Best animated feature of the year. Now this is a category where I did see most of these. But from the looks of it, and I guess just overall momentum where Disney just kind of commandeers that category, I think it's gonna go to Soul. It was a beautifully crafted story, beautifully animated, beautiful sounds too. The fact that it's in the realm of jazz. Best adapted screenplay, I'm gonna go ahead and say Nomadland. Once again, they've been garnering some momentum as of late with all of the major awards it's been able to take. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Nomadland wins that one. Best original screenplay, I'm gonna say that Minari wins that one. I think that one right there was just such a tour de force of a story and very, very loosely based off the director, Lee Isaac Chung's life. So for it to play out like that, I think that Minari is gonna win that one. So I give it to Minari. Best supporting actress, I was floored by Yoon's performance in Minari. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. She plays Sunja, the grandmother in Minari. Yeah, that performance there was just so emotional and it was so captivating. I couldn't see any of the other ones, maybe Amanda Seyfried winning, but I think maybe Minari's Yoon wins. Once again, powerful performance, and I think she wins Best Supporting Actress. But any of the other nominees could definitely win, but my pick would probably be Eugene. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role. I don't know why they put Daniel Kaluuya as a supporting actor when he is one of the leads. I think this is a situation in the past where Viola Davis submitted her name as Best Supporting Actress because she knew she wasn't going to win Best Actress. So I think this is the same case. I think Daniel Kaluuya's performance was submitted as a supporting role because they knew it was going to be definite that he wins that one. And I agree. I think that he does put up such a great performance. In comparison to the other category members, I think Kaluuya has the stronger performance. Best Actress in a Leading Role. When I saw Promising Young Woman, I couldn't help to see how manipulative, how powerful, and just how devious of a performance that Carey Mulligan put. And I said to myself, this woman is going to win Best Actress. And I really, really do believe that. McDormand might put up a fight, maybe even Viola Davis, but I just think Carey Mulligan puts on something that's just so spellbinding in Promising Young Woman. It's almost like seeing Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, no lie. So I think Carey Mulligan wins this one. Best Actor in a Leading Role, I think it's safe to say that it's going to be Chadwick Boseman's award. Not more so from a performance standpoint. Not to say that it wasn't a good performance. It was a great performance. But it's just the recognition of not just that performance, but all of his performances. This is like his career award. So it would only be befitting to bestow such a prestigious and regal award like Best Actor to Boseman, who unfortunately passed away last year. I think Boseman takes this. It's honorable. It's an endearing bestowing of for Chadwick after his death, and it's only right. So I think Chadwick Boseman wins. Best Director, once again, I think Nomadland, taking the momentum from any other nominees and any other film from last year. I think Nomadland's going to be the one that takes that one. So yeah, Nomadland. All right, now we're going to get to Best Picture, but instead of me just picking a Best Picture, I'm going to go ahead and rank them from least likely to most likely to win Best Picture this Sunday at the Academy Awards. So once again, starting from least likely, the one that I think least likely is going to win Best Picture is The Father. The Father is a story of a man suffering from a deteriorating mental health in dementia. This man played by Anthony Hopkins, and he becomes unstable around his daughter, played by Olivia Colman, and is too proud to admit his declining health. It's a great film and a great story highlighted by magnificent performances that are rightfully deserving of an Academy Award nomination, but most likely I don't think it's going to win just because I think it's more so character heavy, and the momentum really is showing that it may not take the top award because it hasn't really won any other awards in the last few months. So just for that, I think it's least likely to win. Not to say that it's not a great film, it's a terrific film, but it's just not getting enough momentum for me to believe, as well as the Academy to believe, that it should win Best Picture. The next one on the list, which isn't the least likely, but then again, it's towards the bottom of the list. For me personally, I think it might be The Sound of Metal. The Sound of Metal is about a rebellious drummer played by Riz Ahmed, as he loses his hearing and he has to frantically adjust living without the sense of hearing while also balancing his urge to be able to listen once more. It's a very, very, very terrific performance from Riz, and very beautiful in putting us in his shoes as a deaf man. However, like I mentioned with the previous film, I feel like it's character driven and probably the only thing going for it. Once again, it's not a bad film. It's a beautiful film, just probably one that I think that the Academy would not really kind of put the Best Picture nod on. It's groundbreaking nomination for Riz, being the first Muslim man to be nominated for Best Actor is already such a big ordeal as is, but I think it's going to be too far of a stretch to say that Sound of Metal would win Best Picture. The next film, which I think has a better chance than Sound of Metal to win Best Picture, but still least likely, I think would be Promising Young Woman. The film's about a med school dropout in Casey Mulligan who is still coping from a personally life-altering event, and she ploys this devious plan to disguise herself as a heavily intoxicated woman in order for men to woo her and take advantage of her, only for them to be shocked and dumbfounded by her plot. It really is a dark comedic film with a pulse on reality and the current state of society. And I think that the film is so cunning and has a great twist in the end. Like that film is personally one of my favorite films of the year. It has a great twist. It's a cunning, stylish, and just conniving film with a great lead performance in Mulligan, whom I think and should win Best Actress. I just don't know if the Academy is ready to recognize a film with that such dark of a tone and subject matter to be the highlight of their Best Picture. History shows comedies don't really win the Golden Statue. While it sucks and I wanted to get top honors, I wouldn't bet on it likely happening, but I'll give a little bit of credit where credit's due. The next film that I think has a higher chance but still least likely is The Trial of the Chicago 7. This film is a stunning courtroom drama about the events during the 1968 Democratic National Convention and the infamous trial of 7 individuals, which include actors like Eddie Redmayne, Sacha Baron Cohen, Jeremy Strong, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and others, with different lifestyles, intent, and personalities, and how it shaped America after its verdict. It's a great screenplay. I mean, Aaron Sorkin just has ways with directing and screenplays, so I give it that. Great in showing multiple perspectives, and it's a film that's a sheer star power in its ensemble. I mean, all the actors included in this film. It's so star-studded. It's not even funny, and it surely has the gravitas to carry such a Best Picture title. It really does, but it's not really a case of it's not good enough to win Best Picture, but more so it's not good enough to win against others in the category. So it's still a great film. I just don't know if it's greater or would be recognized more than other nominees. But I'll still give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it could win, but it's not really that strong of a momentum with that. If the Oscars had started a month or so after the release of this film, I would have thought it had it in the bag to win Best Picture, but being that more commandeering films soon followed, it's really hard to pit this film against those, thus bumping it down. So once again, not a fault of their own execution, but more so just not being able to fare with other releases that came after. So that's my take on really the positioning for the Trial of Chicago 7. All right, so 4 more films left. The next film, which I think is in the middle, where I think it may or may not win, will be Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, Judas and the Black Messiah is a powerful look at the city of Chicago in the late 1960s with the emergence of the Black Panther Party, which was led by Fred Hampton, played by Daniel Kaluuya, and the informant, William O'Neill, played by Lakeith Stanfield, and his betrayal to its leader that's both biblical and revolutionary. It truly is enticing, it's graphic, it's hostile, it's impactful. It's a spectacle in every way, and it's surely glued by its 2 enigmatic actors, as you can see from the nominations. It has a strong shot to win Best Picture, but like the other entry, I think there were just a few more films that have garnered momentum that will extinguish the fire that Judas and the Black Messiah has made so far. It's great, it's unsettling, it's an unsettling piece of historical storytelling that could win Best Picture. I'm just not willing to bet money on it this year for it to win. Maybe if it had won, or if it had been pitted up another year, it probably would have won, but probably not this year. The next film up that I think might have a better chance in winning Best Picture is Mink. And Mink is a pompous, nostalgic look at the events in the late 1930s, early 1940s that led to the development for the script for Citizen Kane, which came out in 1941. Herman J. Mankiewicz, played by Gary Oldman, leads this stylish neo-noir look at a yearning Hollywood scene filled with callbacks, odes, and a scenic sequence of the overall setting of Hollywood, Tinseltown during that time. If you look back in history, even recently, Hollywood loves stories about Hollywood. La La Land and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just recently. And Mank isn't any different. I do like personally though, the attachment of this film that David Fincher, the director, directed this screenplay that was actually based off of his late father's work, Jack Fincher, just before he passed away. So I really like that. I really like that the son is directing a story by the father. So it's a great full circle moment. So I really like that part of the script and really kind of give more credit to Mank for that aspect. The painted nostalgia sure is a delight, and the performances of the cast are stellar. But the momentum wasn't just strong enough in the long haul, since it hasn't won other awards recently that are usually kind of the indicators, which are like the litmus tests for if it'll win Best Picture for the Academy Awards. For all intents and purposes, it should win most of the production design awards, as I had mentioned, from the other categories. However, I don't know if it can outlast the other 2 nominees that I'm going to mention. All right, and the film that I feel like will be the second most likely to win Best Picture is actually a film that I think is going to be the dark horse for this entire ceremony, and that's going to be Minari. Now, Minari follows the story of a recently US immigrated Korean family that finds themselves in rural Arkansas in the hopes that the father, Jacob, played by Stephen Yeun, accomplishes his personal achievement of raising a farm/garden, which is symbolic of the American dream. However, his dream has to be drastically balanced between living a new life in a new town and the hardships and struggles and heartaches that come with immigrating to the United States in the 1980s, especially with little to nothing. It's heart-drenching, it's heart-aching, it's heartfelt, It's an endearing story that's loosely based on the director's upbringing, Lee Isaac Chung. The performances are sure to bring eyes to the film, and the tragic tale is gripping enough that I think in the eyes of the Academy, it could creep up and win Best Picture. I think as of late, Minari has developed some momentum that would upset the balance and predictions of other films to take the cake. For me, the momentum surely has increased, but it might have been too late in my opinion, as I think it might be a lock for the next film to win Best Picture. Minari is still groundbreaking, it's still powerful, but I believe in the eyes of the Academy, it's gonna go to this next film. And finally, the film that I think is gonna be the most likely to win Best Picture is none other than Nomadland. It's a visually stunning look at the life and lifestyles of a nomad. Fern, played by Frances McDormand, takes on living life houseless and travels endlessly in a van through Western United States after her husband dies and her hometown nearly abandoned, upholding the status of a nomad. Of all the films nominated in this category, this is the most beautifully envisioning film of all of them. The film doesn't feel like it has a set narrative. It's more so like a documentary in a way. But the film is slowly grabbing all the other major awards that historically signifies that it's slated to win Best Picture. McDormand offers such a remarkable performance. The sheer look at real-life nomads is also mesmerizing. To know the journey that it takes to lead such a lifestyle, I think it will sway the Academy to lean on this film as the frontrunner for the Best Picture race. So with all of that, the presentation, the performances, the just overall illustration, I think it's the perfect concoction and overall formula that the Academy will recognize and say, that's the Best Picture. But who knows? I've been wrong before a lot, but I just think that it's all swaying towards Nomadland. I really do think that. All right, that wraps up my entire prediction slate for all 23 categories for the Academy Awards this Sunday. Once again, catch the Academy Awards on ABC or on Hulu Live TV or YouTube TV, Sunday, April 25th, live from the Union Station in Los Angeles, as well as the Kodak Theater at Hollywood and Highland. 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, tune in to see if my predictions come true or if you have your own predictions. Speaking of which, what do you guys think of these nominees and who do you think is going to win these awards? I would love to hear all your predictions on the comment section below. Please give a like, share, subscribe, and please comment on any and all of the nominees. Let me know what you think about the documentaries too that I haven't seen yet. If you have seen it, let me know what you think about those. I would love to know about these and hopefully get a chance to watch any and all of these nominees. Thank you once again for tuning in here for Eugene Reviews as I predict all 23 categories here for the Oscars for this year. Let's see how my success rate fares after the ceremony on Sunday. I'm sure going to be watching it. I hope you guys are going to be watching it too. But until then, that concludes my video. If you liked it, once again, like, share, subscribe, comment. Any and all comments, as if they're appropriate, will be welcomed. I want to know all of your predictions. I want to know all of your insight on all of these different films. If you want to be notified on all future videos and content, please hit the bell notification to be alerted whenever anything from Eugene Reviews is released. Please follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, and follow me on Twitter at Eugene Reviews. Be sure to look out for more content on all of my social media channels. Be sure to look for my my top 5 recommendations for the month of April. That's going to be coming out hopefully in the next few days. If you like the movies and movie content that I'm producing, please, get the word out to family, friends, loved ones out there that love movies. I would love, any and all support. It means the world to me. You have no idea. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Once again, as I always say, I hope you guys enjoy watching these as much as I enjoy doing these. Stay tuned for more Eugene Reviews content to come. I'll be doing more of my usual reviews. I'll be doing more of my quick takes. I'll be doing other original videos that I've been planning for a few months. And yeah, we'll keep trucking along. Thank you guys again. This is Eugene signing off for another episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys again very, very soon for another new video, another new episode of Eugene Reviews. Thank you so much.